it's Leah here, your mortgage guide, giving you an invaluable, dedicated experience. So today we're talking a little bit about closing costs, right? So one of the first questions I get is, how much is this going to cost me, right? How much is this going to cost me when I get to the closing table and I'm ready to sign on that dotted line, right? So your closing cost is going to depend on a number of things, okay? I'm not going to go into details in this video on every single line item you want to look out for, but what I want to go over is ways that you can, when you get your contract ready with your realtor, and you make that offer, how you can kind of see about getting some of those costs paid for by the seller. Okay, so I wanted to provide you guys kind of like the maximum, typically percentages based on your loan program that you are allowed to ask for from your seller. So first, we'll go over VA, okay? So I'm gonna use a $250,000 home as an example. If you have a VA loan and you're writing up your contract and you get your realtor to write that contract and you're asking for what we call seller concessions, or for the seller essentially to pay all or partial of your closing costs, you are allowed to ask up to 4% of the loan amount. So $250,000, that's going to be $10,000, okay, max that you can ask for. FHA on a $250,000 home, that amount that you're going to be able to request is 6%, or $15,000, okay? So that applies to FHA and USDA, okay? Both of those, if you have either of those programs, you are allowed to ask up to 6% of the loan amount. So again, we're talking about $250,000 home here. Conventional, 3% is what you're allowed to ask for typically. So that's going to be about $7,500 that you can ask the seller to pay. So why is this important, Leah? Why do I need to know this? Well, sometimes, maybe you've saved up quite a bit of money and maybe you put a large down payment down. And so maybe the closing costs ended up being a little bit more than you expected, or maybe other things came up, or maybe what you had, you really just wanted to go to down payment and you didn't have the whole thing to put towards closing yet. There's a lot of options out there, but one of the ones that's out there is you can ask the seller in your contract, when your realtor writes it up and you write your bid, to include that as a thing, that, hey, I want to buy this home at this price contingent on the seller being able to pay my closing costs. They can be 100% of a portion, but hey, I want them to pay my closing costs. Again, just understand that the seller can only pay, based on your program, a certain amount, okay, certain percentage. So let's talk about that again, right? $250,000 home. The max that they can pay percentage-wise, if you have VA, is 4%, so that's $10,000. If you have FHA, that's 6%, and USDA is also 6%, so that's $15,000. Conventional, that is 3%, so that's $7,500 on a $250,000 home. So obviously, those numbers are going to increase or decrease depending on the total cost of the purchase price, but I just wanted to share that information with you because that's something that sometimes we miss or we don't talk about enough. And if you have questions, you're not really sure, you know where to find me. www.liahjones.com. Let's talk. Let's set up a free consultation, or just shoot me an email, shoot me a message, and we can chat. Okay. Hopefully, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.